Hello, today I'm making shrimp enchiladas. Enchiladas are a broad dish with dozens of different interpretations, usually passed down from generation to generation. The enchiladas I'll be making today are not a family recipe. They are a first attempt with hopes of becoming a better cook and a better person. I chose enchiladas because there are so many different cooking techniques involved: nixtamal, poaching, frying, pressing, rolling, and baking. If you're looking for a quick recipe, this is probably not the best option, but if you're looking to make something special or interested in learning a variety of cooking techniques, I suggest giving my shrimp enchiladas recipe a try. First, I begin with 2 cups of dried corn. I cover the corn with water and bring the pot up to a boil. When the corn rises to a boil, I mix a tablespoon of calcium hydroxide with a little bit of water. I find corn reacts to calcium hydroxide better when it is dissolved beforehand. Once the water reaches a boil, add the cal solution to the corn and reduce the heat to a simmer. Simmer the corn for about 30 to 45 minutes until the corn is softened but not cooked all the way through. Once the corn is softened, take it off the heat and let it sit overnight. While the corn does its thing overnight, I'm going to move on to preparing the shrimp. In general, when working with meat, I like to buy the least processed version of whatever I'm working with. For some, shells and heads are seen as an inconvenience when working with shrimp, but I see flavor. The meat will be used for the filling. That's the obvious one. The shrimp heads I'm going to fry in avocado oil and then grind into a paste. Fill a cast iron with avocado oil and heat over medium heat. Fry the shrimp heads. I removed mine after about 5 minutes. I grinded mine in a molcajete with some raw garlic and the oil I fried the shrimp in. I set my paste aside and incorporated it into the enchilada sauce later. The shells I'm going to simmer into a stock. The more layers of flavor we add, the more delicious our final product will be. For the shrimp stock, I'm going to toast the shells with some onion, celery, garlic, carrot, salt, and pepper. After the shells and veggies are caramelized a little, cover with water and simmer for about 30 minutes. I will then strain the liquid and poach the shrimp in it. After the shrimps have cooked all the way through, I'm going to remove them from the stock and let them cool off. While the shrimp cools off, I'm going to get the barbecue going. It's a bit of a hassle, but I like using charcoal because it imparts a delicious smoky flavor. Over the coals, I'll char onion, sweet pepper, garlic, and tomatoes. With the charred ingredients ready, I'm going to start the enchilada sauce. For the enchilada sauce, I'm going to toast and rehydrate some red chiles. The chiles I'm going to be using are guajillo, ancho, and chile de arbol. The guajillo and ancho are not too spicy, they mostly add a smoky flavor. The heat is going to come from the chile de arbol, which I'm going to go a little lighter on. First, the chiles need to toast until they release their aromatics. Your nose will guide you through this process. Make sure not to walk away because the chiles burn easily, and once they burn, they will taste bitter. After the chiles have released their aroma, remove them from the heat and place them in hot water for about 20 minutes. After the chiles are rehydrated, I combine them with roasted garlic, onion, tomato, shrimp stock, salt, and a little bit of shrimp paste. Blend the sauce and pour it through a sieve. After the sauce is strained, reduce the sauce in a little bit of avocado oil over medium heat. Now that the corn has had some time to let the outer shells dissolve in the cal solution, I'm ready to rinse off the shells. The shells should come off easily, leaving behind a softer piece of corn that can be ground into masa. I find that a food processor works best for grinding masa. Going through this process makes me appreciate how hard our ancestors must have worked to make masa. Even with technology, the process is a bit of a pain. If you don't want to go through the nixtamal process, most carnicerias sell masa that you can press at home, or even easier would be buying the tortillas fresh. Corn tortillas from Mexican markets are usually more flavorful and have less ingredients. Brands like Guerrero have tons of nasty ingredients and don't have much flavor. I digress. After the shells are brushed off the corn, add it to the food processor with some salt and a little water. I also grind the corn multiple times to make sure the masa doesn't come out grainy. After the masa has reached the desired consistency, roll it into a ball and press it with a tortilla press. Make sure to use some plastic on each side to prevent the tortilla from sticking. After the tortilla is pressed, cook it on a medium heat over a comal or cast iron skillet. With all the components ready, it's time to start assembling the enchiladas. I posted a chicken enchilada video a while back, and the most controversial step I took was dipping the tortilla in the sauce before frying it. The sauce splatters everywhere and it's a total mess. I had people telling me to fry, then dip, but I also had people agreeing with the dip, then fry. I think dipping before frying really embeds the sauce into the tortilla, and I'm going to stick by it, despite the mess it makes. After the tortilla is fried in the enchilada sauce, stuff it with the shrimp filling and roll it up. Place it in a cast iron skillet, cover with some extra sauce, and bake for 15 minutes at 350 degrees. Garnish with some parsley and serve. Nothing fancy. These enchiladas are delicious, and I'm a nerd, so I enjoyed cooking them. The tortillas have amazing texture and flavor, the filling is also delicious, and the sauce, so flavorful, slightly spicy, smoky, and savory. Thank you so much for coming along. If you enjoyed watching, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, my friends in food.